on it. Where are you? Screen one. Okay. Okay. So first things first, any questions on the assignments, on anything in particular?
Not yet. I haven't gone to all the assignments yet. I'm ready on the beatboxer one. That one was really cool.
It's cool, but
Yeah.
gross.
The only thing I was confused about was the discussion for 217 for ethics, because it said you have to add an additional procedure for your responses. So I was wondering if like it's supposed to be the same procedure for both responses or one different procedure per response. So I
Yeah,
just did what I could for that, but that was a little confusing personally.
I'm probably gonna have to go back and edit my responses. Okay, anyways, let's get started with 104. Just know the definitions. You don't have to memorize them word by word, right? Just understand these definitions here. Let me see. Know that by 18 months, the child should be able to use 50 words. And by 24 months, children start combining words into 2-word combinations. And then first words, this is also important to know how, like, what is considered a first word. So those words are referred for people and things in their environment, though not likely exactly, it's not exact of an adult production. The first words are consistent, produced, and phonемically related to the adult production. So it doesn't have to be like 100% where it's like adult like first words, but at least it's related to it. Mirror neurons know what that is. And then deferred imitation, just know that it's a child seeing something from their either caretaker or their parents or someone that they're very close to, and then later on they imitate that action. For example, like if your child sees you cooking dinner, later on, like, when they have their toys, little toy pots and toy kitchen, they'll imitate that action. And then of course you have the 5 subdomains. You have semantics, syntax, morphology, pragmatics, and phonology. Semantics is word knowledge, understanding and using the words, so like vocabulary words. Syntax is word order. It is the rules that govern how we combine words into sentences. Morphology is grammar, the rules that guide how words are manipulated and changed into a different meaning. Pragmatics is the social rule of how and when language is used. And then phonology is the study of speech sounds. And then phonotactics is the rule that specify which sounds can be placed in which order within our language. And then fast mapping is when a child gathers information about a new word. That information is then stored into long-term memory. And then when they encounter the word again, they gather some more information. But yeah, just know all this. This is very, especially this right here. Any questions about that? No? Okay. Moving on to anatomy. So this is what I have so far, based off of the textbook. So those of you who are watching from home, you can take a pause and write this down. And then I have it right here as well.
I think for the first figure, you're missing a couple of the letters.
No, she said only A through J, not K and L.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
They-
what
That's what she
she
said.
I thought she said she labeled the stuff that was just for, that had the letters on them. Like, I thought
Oh,
we had to
really?
know K, L, and M. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
not, but that's what
I
I thought I heard.
I thought
But
I heard her
anyway,
say we should only know what A through J is.
I
No?
don't
Okay, I'm gonna
remember.
have to go. I'm gonna have to go back.
I'm just assuming anything that she actually like labeled with a letter is something we should know, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay, let me go back to the recording and see if what she said it was A through J or all of it.
It would be nice if it wasn't that and that you were right, because less things to memorize.
For sure. Then we have this one and then this one here. So this is what I have so far. I am not going to attempt pronouncing these words because I will just make a fool of myself. So here are the definitions right here. Again, if you need to take a picture or pause the video, go ahead. I think this is the one that I did not get. I looked at the slides and I didn't see it, and then I tried looking into the textbook and I just couldn't find it. So does anyone know what the second one is?
I think she just wants us to know that there's that many number of muscles and cartilages in each thing. I don't think she wants, oh wait, she said for the cartilages, we have to know those, what those are.
Yeah.
But then for the muscles, I could be wrong, but I don't think she said we had to know the muscles.
No, we don't. Oh, okay.
I
Well, if
don't
that's the
think
case.
so. If you, I mean, if you want, you can keep it on there just in case, but the cartilages, yes, she did say we have to know which ones are unpaired and which ones are
Paired and
paired,
which
but
ones
I
are
don't,
paired.
I don't think she said we had to know the explicit muscles of the larynx, but again, that's just what I heard, so anyway.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna go through the recordings. I'll listen through the whole thing to see if she says a 5 will be on there. I know she said for sure that the last one is muscle. Oh wait, or am I confusing that with something else? Yeah, right
I
here.
think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, this one, I know she said that there are 5 layers and that the last layer is like muscle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think she said we did have to know that, but again,
I
I
think
don't
so
know.
too, but I don't know.
Okay, well, if that's the case, like we don't have to know them, then thank God.
Oh, wait, I see it. It's in the thing in the, see the
Isn't it-
very bottom list. It says in the
On-
4th line, the vocal folds contain 5 layers of tissue and the deepest layer in muscle is
Oh,
muscle.
okay.
I think that's what she was referring to.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can you scroll back up so I can get a screenshot of, no, go back down. The second picture, yeah. I actually I enlarged that, screenshotted it, printed it at home and wrote on it in pencil, but it's not as neat looking as yours. So, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I went through a lot of trouble to do it, but it didn't come out with my hand, with my writing. It doesn't look as nice and neat as yours. But I went ahead and did the homework to get it all. Because at first I thought she only wanted us to know all the parts of the one picture. Then when I realized she wanted us to know the parts of the second picture, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, this is a lot to remember and to label. But to be fair, Kathy, I did type this. If I would have handwritten this, it would have been very bad and to the point where you can't even like read it. My handwriting's really bad. But I'm glad that this can help you. So again, just I feel like for sure we're gonna have to know what this is and the hybrid one. Lately, the study guide has been helpful because whatever's in the study guide is in the quiz these past few weeks. So I'm not worried that there's gonna be a surprise, like, what's this? And you're like, that wasn't on the study guide. So I'm very confident that, as long as we know this, we should be good.
And it also seems like she explicitly tells us when we have to write down new things that we've learned, like last week, whereas this week, since it's not on the study guide, I don't think she wants us to know new things, but anyway.
Again, those of you watching from home, go ahead and take a pause, write this down. But yeah, so moving on to ta-da. Oh, not that. So based off of what she said in class, we do need to know the 6 steps that Kathy said. I don't have it on here. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. But the 6 steps is on the textbook. I have it right here. I'll write it. I mean, I guess I could type it down here for you all to see. But the first one is do not share information about your client with anyone. Do not speak in a public location about your client. Do not remove any documents unless you have permission from the SLP. Get permission to forward or copy any information from your SLP. See if it's okay to share that information about your client with a colleague. The 5th one, do not share any passwords or any access codes with anyone. And then 6, do not dispose any client information without removing all the confidential information. I think in the textbook it says that there should be a protocol on how you can remove those sensitive information from your SLP. And then HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Confidentiality, due to an individual to refrain from sharing confident information with others through any verbal, written, or electronic means. This includes social media platforms. So again, don't put on Facebook saying like, oh my gosh, this so-and-so's child is part of my clinic. Negligence, I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry.
Negligence.
Negligence, sorry. Breaching of a duty owned to another, which occurs because of failure to conform to a requirement. So basically it's neglecting your duty as a SLPA, not doing your job correctly also, and not being how do I say it, not being sensitive to the information, or not exposing the information like carelessly. But yeah, I don't know what's going to be on the quiz. I'm going to take this tonight, so, and I don't remember what she said will be on the quiz. Does anyone know? No. Okay, I was hoping someone would know something, but I mean, I feel like this is kind of easy. It's almost like a repeat of last week, especially with the principles of ethics. Again, like this is confidentiality, so I feel like as long as we know, and also I feel like it's also common sense to, obviously you won't share information with someone about a client because that is a HIPAA violation. But yeah, that's all I have for now, unless someone wants to add something or has any questions.
The acronyms stand for IEP, IS, and I know ISP is Internet Server Protocol.
I think ISP was an individualized service plan, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
IEP is individualized education plan. So like
Okay.
for a student with like, SPED stuff, for example. And then IFSP is individualized family service plan.
Okay. I sat in her class the other day and I remember her saying something about getting spotty internet. What did she say she's going to do? Is she going to put up a pre-recorded thing for us?
I think that's what she said,
Yeah.
but because she recognizes that obviously with the lecture summary, it's harder to do when we don't have a live lecture. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
and,
we won't.
and all these things that because I took good notes the other day, but a lot of this stuff that you have a lot of stuff here, Sabrina. she doesn't expect us to have, I mean, we have to have the 6 things memorized. She doesn't expect us to have all these ASHA principles memorized, does she?
I hope not. She didn't say anything we had to memorize it, so I'm assuming we don't need to, know them or not
I
to
would just
expect them.
prepare for anything for
I
these
f-
I mean,
quizzes, honestly.
I mean, I know this stuff already from working in healthcare, what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. So, but I mean, I don't have them memorized as ASHA principle number 1 is, I mean, don't ask me
Right.
that. So,
I think it's
you
going to
know,
be
like-
more of just how these principles and confidentiality like relate to the SLPA and the SLPA's role in that.
okay,
That's what I remember hearing from her, but anyway.
yeah, all right, good. Well, you just never know with the instructors what they're gonna pull out of their hat.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
yeah.
I wish she would tell us, like, hey, just letting you know this will be on the quiz, like how Miss Amy Anson does.
We
with-
were spoiled with study guides last semester.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Very spoiled.
we
But
were,
yeah, I mean, again, I feel like this is all just like common sense, like what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Obviously you won't tell, a news reporter comes up to you like, hey, is it true that so and so's kid is here? And you're like, sorry, I can't say. Like that would be, that's a violation of HIPAA. Like, no. Or if you're having a cup of coffee with someone and you talk about, hey, there's this one client that has this and this, like, no.
But you know
Again,
what's funny? It's funny, like I know, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but when you go to certain places, you could hear people like talking about other people, like other clients and stuff. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like nurses that they're talking about a client or so and so. Have you ever encountered that before?
I haven't personally encountered it, but I had a friend who, I wouldn't want to say she was a nurse, like the person who was like talking about a client. I think wasn't like in the medical field, but it was something like, maybe we shouldn't talk about that in public.
Yeah.
And she overheard
Yeah,
it.
when I've been to hospitals, I've heard like nurses talking about stuff, but I can't really tell what they're saying because they're whispering. So, but then again, it was at night. So,
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna be talking about that, at least be not in a public area where others could hear.
Hear you, yeah.
yeah.
It's like, bro, I know you're whispering, but I could still hear a few words here and there.
I could read lips,
Yeah. No, but again, I just feel like this is mostly it's common sense. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I mean, unless anyone has any questions. This went by pretty fast. 25 minutes. Wow, okay. Does anyone have any questions, concerns? No? Okay. Well, from this past week for the 217 class, there will be no classes, but there will be a pre-recording for this class. I don't know when she's gonna put it up. I guess she'll let us know when she does. But yeah, make sure you put on your calendar.
Either that or Amy Hill's going to post it because if she has the spotty Wi-Fi, she's probably going to send it to Amy Hill first, and then Amy Hill's probably going to put it on that platform or page.
Yep.
So
Probably.
then we won't have class again until what, the 27th or the 28th?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
this class, yes, not until the 28th. But for all the other 2 classes that we have, those are still
Reoccurring, yeah.
scheduled.
And go for dinner on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Has there been any grading for the 217 class? Because I look at my grade and I'm like, I know for a fact my grade is not that well.
I can't remember, to be honest.